Breaking news. Finally, the anti-draft agency EFCC arrests former Kogi governor Yahaya Bello. Guys, Yahaya Bello has landed himself in the EFCC custody. In a recent development, the Economic and the Financial Crimes Commission's operatives have arrested Yahaya Bello, the former governor of Kogi State, in connection with ongoing investigation into alleged financial misconduct during his tenure. It was learned that the EFCC detained Yahaya Bello around 12 p.m. and he is having a session with interrogators. The EFCC operatives are grilling Yahaya Bello in connection with the ongoing investigations into alleged financial misconduct during his tenure. Yahaya Bello, who served as a governor of Kogi State from 2016 to 2023, faces charges related to the mismanagement of state funds, as well as the accusations of embezzlement and the abuse of office. The former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, was arrested by the operatives of the EFCC in Abuja, and not voluntary submission as spread by paid media. Yahaya Bello was brought in at 12:54 p.m. following his arrest. He is having a session with investigators of the commission, and he is also being detained at the EFCC's headquarters in Abuja. Guys, this is wonderful. So finally, the EFCC has gotten, their hands on Yahaya Bello. Earlier in November, it was reported that the EFCC had filed fresh charges against the runaway former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, accusing him of 110 billion naira fraud. The EFCC had initially filed 19 count charges against the former Kogi governor, along with his nephew Ali Bello, Dauda Suleiman, and Abdul Salam Hadu for money laundering and charges amounting to 80.2 billion naira. And in a fresh charge dated September 25th, the total amount involved total to the sum of 110 billion naira. The Federal Capital Territory High Court, sitting in Matima, Abuja, had dismissed the oral bill applications of Abdul Salam Hadu and Omar Oriko, who were co-defendants of Yahaya Bello in the 110.4 billion fraud case preferred against them by the EFCC. Justice Marian had dismissed the oral bill. Later on, Bello and Abdul Salam Hadu were listed as first to third defendants. But then we had noted how everything had proceeded at the court. But Yahaya Bello, for long, when the court arraigned him, he did not present himself to the court. Yahaya Bello on 2 occasions skipped the court proceedings. He did not appear before the court, and the EFCC have been chasing after him. They have been going after him. So most times Nigerians got tired of the EFCC and Yahaya Bello's case, because we felt that it was more like a rat chase or a ghost chase. Because how can they say Yahaya Bello is in Nigeria, a person that they said they seized his passport, his travel documents, and all of that, but yet he's in Nigeria and they couldn't fish him out? So the Yahaya Bello saga with the EFCC was quite controversial. Lots of Nigerians were, expressing their views, like the EFCC officials were quite compromised in Yahaya Bello's case. Regardless of what they do to other people like fraudsters, they tend to know their location. So how come Yahaya Bello's location is quite unknown, So this is it. We hope to hear more news from this Yahaya Bello's case. But then, when this news broke out, I felt hope Yahaya Bello is not doing this, and hope the EFCC are not doing this in a bid to fulfill all righteousness, because so many persons have been calling for the arrest of Yahaya Bello. Yes, so many persons have been calling for the arrest of Yahaya Bello. The EFCC, they know what they are doing. Sometimes we see news headlines and then we read in between the lines to note what is really going on. But then hope they are not giving Nigerians a show. That is what I want to say. Hope this is not a show, like a Nollywood show where they will say, oh, Yahaya Bello has been arrested. And then at the end of the day, he will be released. All charges against him would be cleared. We really hope this is not a Nollywood show just to deceive Nigerians or to sway Nigerians. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? Yahaya Bello has been called in by the EFCC. Just a few weeks back, we saw this other governor of Delta State, a former governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi. The EFCC, invited him. He was called in for questioning and grilling. Several grillings were going on, interrogations, and then the EFCC said this man was accused of money laundering to the tune of 1.2 trillion naira, my country people. Yahaya Bello's case is about 110 billion, but the former governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi corruption case to the tune of 1.2 trillion naira, the price was outrageous. It sparked up controversies and it generated so many reactions from Nigerians. So many persons were like, how can one person, steal this amount of money? What is really going on? But then this is what we see in our country. Nigeria has not gotten to that stage whereby, these politicians would be dealt with mercilessly. In terms of those that are caught embezzling public funds, politicians caught stealing or in one corruption case or the other, there should be a severe punishment meted on them. More like a life sentence wouldn't be bad, because once they use one person as scapegoat, the others will learn. If Nigeria can make a law that states that a politician, once you are caught with so amount of money, you stole so amount of money, you'll be sent or life imprisonment, they will stop doing those things. They will stop, or possibly death by hanging. Who knows? But it must be a severe punishment to serve as a warning to others who would want to suck and milk Nigeria dry. So guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section. Thank you.